Jerod Zavistoski, right here on LA Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Jerod Zavistoski, and you're listening to and watching Modern Male Radio. This is all the stuff your mama should have told you and the stuff your daddy never knew. And joining me tonight is always my co-host, Leah Pelka.
Hi.
And we've got special guests, Micheal Sartain and CJ Sparxx.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Yay! Yeah, we're right here. So you have to pardon me tonight. My ADD is on fleek. It's exceptional. Okay. Yeah. It's just I'm going to be all over the place, but whatever. So this is really kind of cool because we get to it comes full circle. So a big part of Modern Male Radio is we have on a lot of Playmates models, and we talk to them about like dating advice and what works on them, and kind of what they like. And I always thought that was a novel concept. It's like, stop asking other dudes how to get girls. Why don't you ask girls what they like, and let's figure it out from there? Because that's how I got good at it. And I never read a book on dating. I never had any like guru. I mean, I've literally only ever read, I think, like 15 books in my life. Like, and I wasn't forced to read like in school.
Like even now?
Yeah, well, I read. I'm audiobook. Like, I'm all audiobooks.
Yeah,
so,
me
like,
too. Me too.
Actually, reading a book now, I'm like,
okay,
nah.
That's a lot harder. Yeah.
But the other thing was, I'm gonna try to make this sound like not super arrogant, but I'll be reading a book and I'll have those ideas already. Like, so I was like constantly disappointed. Like, I would go and I'd read a fucking Tony Robbins
reads
book.
He reads The Power of Now. He's like, man, I already knew to be in the present moment. I don't need this shit.
Show, bro, whatever.
Whatever, man. Tony Robbins doesn't know shit about money. I'll tell you about money right now.
No, but it was like I found that a lot of the ideas were like so like on par with what I was like already kind of thought naturally, and the same thing happened to me with dating. Like, I literally wrote this entire book organically, having never read a book on dating. So and then I actually went back. I read some, like, I did read The Game, and I read some. I think I read The Game, and I think I read like part of Mystery Method. And I came back, and I was like, so I did put some interesting points in that book about that. But you came from the pickup world.
Yeah, I mean, vaguely. Like, I went and met some.
That always shocks me when I hear that, like the pickup world. Does this exist? Is this real?
That's so funny that she says that, right? I met a bunch of guys that were in it, and I was like loosely affiliated with, for a while. I was friends with Mystery, and then became friends with Owen. But I wanted to keep it. It was never really like a professional thing. Like, it was my job. Yeah. But it was one of these things where like I wanted to learn just like you did. And this was one of the venues to learn from. But then what I figured out kind of later was I would rather, like you said, meet girls who and like find out what their opinion is, and also meet guys who had success, because there's a big difference between pickup coach and guy who has success with women. Some pickup coaches do have success with women, but some of them don't.
Well, I talk about that in the book, how like these gurus kind of like they said, I'm the guy, and they said, I have the advice, and a lot of other guys were like, oh, he's got the advice, and they kind of followed him, and that gave him a shitload of confidence, which kind of perpetuated a cycle of like this, the pyramid structure of this guy is the alpha male. He's like the alpha of the dorks. And they're all kind of running around going, yeah, and of course, if you're treating anything like a sales campaign, like, you're going to develop a ratio. So if you go out sober and you literally make an intention to hit on 50 women a night, you're going to get one or two of their numbers, and you might end up sleeping with one girl a week. But that's a lot of work.
I got to be honest with you. I think you're being optimistic. Like, I really think, like, Owen is one of my best friends, her boyfriend. Yeah. He's great. I say the majority of the pickup community, like, net has hurt men. And I've said this before, and it's really shocking to a lot of people when I say this, because two of my best friends are both pickup coaches. But I think the majority of it is, it's not that it's a fraud. It's just that, like, they don't teach it well. There's absolutely, like, the idea to me, the core idea to me is to have female friends, right? Yeah. That's not only is that not a core position for them, it's not even taught. It's like a sign of weakness to them. And I think that's the majority of the problem, is that the pickup community has gotten so much into just like basically extracting value from women that you see, and then trying to turn yourself into somebody else, that it doesn't really work. Whereas, like, this is one of the reasons why I came on the show here, is because I've seen that one of your core tenets is that you're able to be friends with women. There are two types of guys I see. Pretty much there's a 100% delineation, 100% correlation. There are guys who can be friends with women. There are guys who cannot be friends with women. I have never seen a dude struggle with women who can be friends with women, and I have never seen a guy who can't be friends with women consistently have beautiful women or interesting women or a girlfriend in his life. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. So to me, I see that as a 100% correlation. I look at CJ and I introduce her to her boyfriend.
Yeah. I needed his help really bad.
Yeah. I look at CJ like a teammate. Like that's the thing that I saw as different. Like like when I played football in high school, when I was a captain in the Air Force, when I played basketball, I would see women and I would be like, you're like my equal, my friend. I'm going to talk to you like a teammate as opposed to talking to you like you're a pretty girl.
Yep.
And I need to change the pitch of my voice and do all this other shit. I would treat, because I always had, whether or not this is true, and you can tell me if this is true, I always felt like for girls, it was like the stuff that went on in the locker room with the dudes. Some girls were like, yeah, I wish I could be part of that. Where dudes were just like talking shit.
That's our relationship. He's like my brother. Like
right,
he
exactly.
and I are like, that's us. Like we're like, we do that all the time. We send the like worst memes to each other, and it's like a brother. And that's how like I call my bro all the time. I'm like, bro, you will not believe what just happened. You know what I mean? Like for advice, for everything. He is. I mean, like, you know, like we have that kind of relationship, and like he even before too, he's given me advice in situations, and I've given him advice. And
do you set him up with your girlfriends though?
I haven't yet, but I want to. There's one we haven't had a chance to talk about that. So, hey, Jerod.
Okay, this didn't get awkward or anything. But yeah, I mean, ideally, like that's kind of how you want to be as a male, where everybody around you kind of trusts you. They're attracted to you. They feel comfortable with you. And they would want to be like, hey, I've got a girl for you, or, you know.
But that doesn't even have to happen, man.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, because, like, you'll end up every week. I mean, I have the advantage of living in Las Vegas. But every week, I get 4 or 5 girls that hit me up. And, like, these girls are gorgeous. They could get into any club they wanted without me. They don't need me. But what they want is someone to lead them in, take them to a table where they're not going to get trampled. I used to think girls went to VIP tables because they were shallow. Now they go to VIP tables because they're wearing heels. That's why they don't want to get trampled on. And you take them to there and they just feel safe and just a little bit led, and they feel like they can trust you to not spike their drink or do any kind of creepy shit like that.
Yeah.
Then it's almost like you have so many girls in your life that this whole idea of like you don't have to do shit. They just pick. I mean, for lack of a better term, and by the way, this offended a lot of guys in the pickup community. You get chose as a dude, and I'm sure this has happened to you, and I'm sure you've seen this before. You just get, there's just so many girls around, and like that, and these girls all see other girls hug you. My ex-girlfriend, she told me the first time I noticed you. So I'm friends with if you look at the Tropic Beauty. The cover of the calendar is a girl named Jerod Martin, and she's one of my good friends. She's married to a Marine who lives back in South Carolina, and she lives in Las Vegas. I went to an outing one time. She gave me the biggest hug ever, and the girl who eventually became my girlfriend, she said, I noticed that. She's like, why is Jerod so like jumping on this guy, hugging this guy? It's like from that point forward, I needed to know who you were. And I was like, okay, well, that's not cold approach at all, is it? What the fuck is that? That's not part of the game at all.
There is a thing about that, right? I forget the terminology. That's a thing in the
pre-selection. It's called pre-selection. It's a psychological term.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that on the way.
And what was it? AFC Adam. I watched a video on YouTube like not too long ago, and this guy was. I was like, you know, let me do some research on this community.
His name is AFC Adam.
No, it's Adam Lyons. Adam used to be Luke. My best friend Luke used to work for. Adam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he had this. He was like doing the speech, and he goes, "The number one way to get chicks," he's like, "don't hit on them." And like, and he did this whole speech.
This is so all wrong though. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
okay,
I love it, but it's like one of those things where you like, it's like. For me, it's like a guy has to have game. He has to have respect. Like, I don't want to go to the club. I want a guy who's going to be at home with me. Club what? I'm 30. What do you mean club? I'm tired. What are you
I don't think you understand what we're talking about when we talk about game.
But I get what you're saying.
Social skills, being able to flirt, that's different than what we're talking about.
But like, I want to see, like, I guess it's like I kind of lose faith in LA and Las Vegas and that kind of stuff because I am from Alabama,
I lost faith in LA a long time ago.
Right, but like, you're from Texas, so like it's different growing up there.
So let me just say, so there's a magnificent book I would recommend all your readers stop whatever you're doing and get this book.
I know what you're going to recommend.
It's called Why Women Have Sex by Dr. David Buss and Cindy Meston. They're both Texas Longhorns.
Sounds good.
There's 238 reasons listed why women have sex, which means what? Which means there's infinite reasons. The standard deviation on what women are attracted to is far greater. It's negative kurtosis, to use the word from statistics. It's far greater than it is for men. For us, we see a shape. We're like, that girl is pretty. We're maybe she's got a fucked up personality. We'll find out later. But we're still gonna notice her, right? It's like, I promise you, Jerod, I could introduce you to some really pretty girls at the Playboy Mansion, and you would have talked to them, even though you might find out later. You're still gonna talk to them.
Right.
For women, I meet women like, so what I did one time, I had these 25 women in a room. I was giving a seminar, and I said, I was talking about the book, and I said, can you describe what you're thinking about while you're having sex? First woman said, well, you know, I love my husband, and I just feel like it's my chore, it's my duty to have sex with him whenever he wants to. Second woman looked at her like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like,
I just want sex all the time. It's like all I can think about. Third woman was like, yeah, it's really hard. I have sex, but I haven't had an orgasm in a while. Fourth woman is like, oh my God, I have 4 orgasms. See, the thing is, for us as men, it's like, it's the standard deviation is narrow. We know kind of like it's like when Kennedy Summers is here, she's an attractive woman, right? CJ's attractive. Like Chloe Ture is attractive. You look at all these other girls, Jessica Biel. Like if you talk a bunch of men, we'd be like, all of us would be like, yes, her, she's fine, right? It's not like a huge deviation there, right?
Yeah.
We would look at them all. For women, oh my God, it's so different. Like you look at some of the
every day.
I know, and I was about to ask you, what's yours? Like, what is your thing? Like, what's
redhead, beard.
Oh, excuse me.
My thing?
Yeah, what's yours?
I just like a guy that's got his shit together, which is really, really, that's pretty hard to find.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Personality, though, I've always been like a personality person, but I have some of my girlfriends that are like, they see a guy and they're like, oh, that guy's so hot, look at him. And I'm just like, I gotta like talk to him.
I'm with you.
But some of my other girlfriends are like, oh no, right
I
here,
know some
right
of my
now.
girlfriends who are amazing have really shit taste. Do you know what I mean? You're
yeah.
like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
You're so
and
cute.
they'll just kind of go
with
after
the worst.
whatever because of 1 or 2 different details, and then that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
talk shit about it, and she comes back, and yeah, was that worth it? No, not really. Okay, well,
Exactly.
I'll learn from your mistakes.
Well, and again, it goes back to like the power within a male. Like
Right.
how like not only do they have their shit together on the outside, but on the inside too. Like they're in perfect alignment. They've embraced their masculine. They have goals. They know where they're going, what they're doing, what their purpose is in life. Like those things, it's funny to be like where you're kind of like as a male, where you would innately go anyway, is what is most attractive to females about males. And we live in a society where we're kind of like kicked over in this place where we're like, oh, can I step over there? Can I be a man? Can I
Right.
do that? You
One
know?
of my favorite
So
things
true.
that Owen always says that's been ingrained in my brain is that women are never going to want to sleep with another guy or with a guy if they don't think he's going to go and sleep with another woman potentially.
It
or he's
is
not sleeping with a bunch of
interesting.
other
It
women
is
at that
interesting,
point.
and I kind of want to hear Alabama's take
Yeah,
on
what
this.
does Alabama say about this?
I don't
that
believe.
usually means
I mean,
that
it's-
he has his things.
Yeah,
he has his shit together.
no, it's pre-selection. I don't believe women want to get cheated on. I
don't
do
know.
believe that women want a guy. Like I have
attractive.
two female friends, and both of them post for Playboy, and they have both started dating guys who should not be in relationships. These guys are the biggest man whores I have ever met. But because
I'm not talking about cheating. when I
no,
said
hold
that,
on. But because these girls are so pretty, they've gotten these guys who normally would never be in a relationship to be in a relationship, and they're horrible relationships. They're horrible because the dude is just constantly looking, but he's got this girl who's like the status symbol. I mean, it's just really crazy when you see stuff like that. But I don't think that women want to get cheated on. I do think listen. What I do think,
Agreed.
but what I do think is that women want the guy who normally would cheat to stop and be with her.
The women. We want the biggest badass caveman of the bunch. That's
And
what we
she-
want. We want to know that we're gonna
yes,
get
yes,
taken
yes.
care
Yeah,
of.
She's
look,
dating a
here's what I
6'4"
want.
boxer. Alabama is.
You're
and
being
she's
handled.
No, tell us about.
He's got your back.
Tell us how you don't want the
Yeah,
caveman.
I was
the baddest in the
I was like,
group.
we haven't really talked about that out loud yet, but hey, here we are.
Oh.
Hey.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. We talked about it earlier.
letting all the
I
bombs
talked about
drop
it earlier.
today.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm actually pretty happy about it. I don't mind telling everybody about it. See, I told you.
She broke so many hearts just now. Every guy out there is
I
just
don't
like,
mind doing it either. I'm happy to do it on this occasion. I'm really happy after this past trip. Moving right along. Back to your question.
I think there are different kinds of girls, and I think that I've met girls who literally I'll go to hit on them, and you know, it's like there's absolutely nothing. Like I know a lot about female psychology, and there's nothing standing in their way from them liking me at that moment in time, and I'll get kind of confounded, like, well, why isn't this working? And if you actually get them to tell you the honest truth, they'll tell you something like, I don't want to get with a guy like you because I don't want to worry about keeping you. Or, you know, I've actually had girls say to me, like, I can't date you because you're cute. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like,
I don't
like,
look.
Kind of
no.
stupid
I think
shit
that
is
says more
Like,
about them than
yeah,
about
that's
yourself.
their
But
problem.
I've found this enough to where it's a common thing. Like it's.
I'm 100% with Jerod.
I've seen this.
It's not a common thing. It's the only thing I deal with.
Right.
It's 100% of the time. Yeah.
Let me answer
You
the
guys are too
question.
beautiful
Let me answer the question.
to get girlfriends.
Look,
In, is that?
No. That's
Did I
not
hear
what
that
I'm not saying that we're too like.
No.
I swear to God,
What I'm telling you is like I'll tell my ex, I'm like, hey, this is my friend Crystal Hefner. Like she's like, what the fuck
That's
is this? Like,
something within her.
but the problem is because CJ, you're in it. You're in it. Like I've been to you and me. We go to like the Maxim parties together. If I take some other girl who's like really pretty, but she's not in it, and she sees this shit, I even introduced her to you and like Holly and Chloe. What happens? She's like, why is he friends with all these girls?
She immediately thinks she can't compete with that.
Right, but not having the understanding that I'm just friends with them.
Yeah.
Or do you understand what I'm saying?
I feel like that's
It is a lack of
hold on, wait. I want to hear
about her.
I want to hear what Leah has to say.
This is not. Look, here's the thing. No, because like yes, you're right. Big caveman. I want the guy who's gone out there, who's done that and been the cheater and been the asshole and got it out of his system.
So you're saying exactly what I just said.
System.
She doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to get cheated on. But she wants the guy who did that shit.
Yeah,
she wants to
get
be
it out of
the
your
one
system.
to
You have to do
stop
that.
him. She wants to be the one
I don't
to
want to
stop him
him.
from doing
I don't
that
want to
shit.
stop him necessarily because guys are going to always do their own thing. I mean, they're always going to be men. You know what I mean? Like, look,
Me
here's
and
the
Jerod
thing.
are making googly eyes at each other because
Well,
we're like,
that's crazy.
It's like odd point.
Oh, I'm sorry. Men are going to be men. I can't, look, you can't stop men from a lot of different things. You just can't. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I believe you should never ask questions that you don't know the answer to, and you should never look through the man's phone.
Well,
ever.
maybe it's just like
okay.
women want to feel special.
Because when you find porn, you're losing your shit. From then on, it's like, that's his type. You're gonna
no porn.
It's there.
My phone, he's gonna find porn.
Forget it. It's there. Forget it. It's
I'll
there.
tell you something I'm noticing
Don't
right
look
now.
at my phone, baby.
Because I know her very well. You two have different beliefs about this. I think. And me and Jerod are in 100% in sync. I can just tell.
Well, no, I think, but then again, it goes back to your list that you're talking about. Women have different reasons, and guys stay to have the same common thing because you guys kind of need basic needs, right? And women are a little bit more complex. They think about things differently. We see things more as less black and white and more abstract. We can bend rules. We can change things.
I
you know
think
how
there
we
are girls with low self-esteem who wouldn't go for the best thing that they could get because they're afraid of what would happen, or they're afraid of losing him, or they're afraid of the pain of that. So they settle, they shoot low on purpose. And that's true. That's true
with everyone. Everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't think it is necessarily a male-female thing.
Right.
I think guys are naturally more predisposed to kind of shoot higher until they find, like, higher in terms of beauty, until they find a girl who's all beautiful and confident.
Oh, for sure. You should see my DM. They're like way low shooters down there.
That are like,
men
shooters.
Yeah, they're down there.
Shooters in your DM.
But here's the interesting thing. So that it's like this thing where the more and more beautiful a girl is, a guy will shoot it out there. And what he's secretly hoping is that she's beautiful and completely insecure, so they can fill some need or void for him.
Why would you want an insecure woman? What's wrong with you?
No. I'm not saying
she's
me.
attainable.
I'm saying most.
If she's insecure, then she's attainable. That makes her attainable.
But if she's beautiful and confident, then it puts a lot of guys in that position where all of a sudden they're super intimidated.
To wrap your question though, I want a guy who is good looking. I want I like.
Apparently, we all saw your boyfriend.
Hey. And I love when women look at him. Like, we were working out yesterday, and women were looking at him the whole time, and I was like, "That's right."
Again,
you know what I mean?
You are exactly my point. You love it when other women are looking.
It doesn't bother me.
No, I know it turns you on because it makes you.
It doesn't turn me on. It makes me feel like I know it makes him.
You made
happy.
the right decision.
And I knew that day one. Okay.
But here's the
you
thing.
Want what I got?
I feel like, and actually, Owen was the first person to tell this to me. He was like, women are always screening to see that the guy they're with is an alpha male. Well, you just went to the gym and all these women are staring at him, and that makes in your mind the cave woman part of your brain is like, yep, okay, still this one's the alpha male. This one's the alpha male. And that's the thing. Like, she does the same thing. Like,
it's the way he talks to me too. It's everything about him. He's not just like, I'm an alpha. He like also has the evolved mentality.
So he's called Drogo.
He's daddy. Not... Okay. Like, I mean, that's one of those things where it's like he has it all on point. Like, he just is, and it's amazing to me. And that's what's so crazy. So it's like, but that's what I want though. Is I want a guy who knows how to talk to me. I want to be vulnerable. Let me be vulnerable. I don't want to be a bitch. I don't want to be emotional. Don't be a bitch either. Because he bitches exist too. And when you have your shit together, I'm gonna have my shit together.
It's a lot of work. Being a bitch or not being a bitch?
It's a lot of work to be a bitch.
Yeah.
It is a lot of work.
I agree.
It is.
You were kind of mean to me the first time we met. Do you remember?
We're
at Surrender. It was you, Patience, Clinton.
Probably drunk.
Yeah.
Out of you, I was feeling cute.
Live.
She's like, I felt cute. I was feeling turned. Leave me alone. Yeah, I was just a little snappy.
I can't believe how cool you turned. I can't believe how cool you turned out. Honestly, like I thought you were like really fucking mean.
Oh God.
But see, and that's another thing that guys kind of have to understand about women that you were saying earlier is like you just don't realize how many times a day somebody's demanding a girl's attention, especially a pretty girl. It's like they're literally walking out the door. I mean, fuck the door. They wake up to texts and spam. They're like constantly, and everybody's like, "Hey, look at me. Like, will you notice me? Like, will you engage with me?" And it's like you just get to a place where
that's so exhausting to watch.
Just waiting. My favorite thing to do is waiting like for a Lyft or for an Uber. Because that's when people are, especially if you're by yourself, that's when the creepers come on full force creep. They're just like, look at that girl. She's alone. Of course, you're trying to be on your phone. You're trying not to look up. You're trying not to catch anybody's eye. God forbid it's late at night. You got a little short skirt on. It's out of control.
I don't do that, though. Like, I just give off a stank face. Like, I wish a motherfucker would. Like, I swear to God, say some shit to me. Like, somebody say some shit. You want to talk to me? Say something.
It's like when you're in, like, that just one spot. It's always like when you're waiting for the Uber, I feel like.
You just got to get a stank face, like chronic, like you would swing on them. I have a permanent
stank face, so apparently it was on when I met him.
What's interesting to me is how the dynamic is shifting here. Because all of a sudden you've got, men are taught from very, very early age to go out, be persistent, try. Well, especially with women. They're like, if you were to give a guy dating advice, and he's an adolescent or whatever, you just, go talk to her, go say something to her.
What are you going to lose?
So every guy in the world has been doing that thing. And then
they should evolve and try.
A few of us got fucking smart and went about it
exactly. You should evolve.
Keyword, a few.
But
that's very few.
But that's what the book's about. That's what I'm teaching
Jerod.
dating advice is there is a completely other method. And it's funny that now women actually respond more to like not hitting on them and being just cool, treating them like people, like just like you would a normal person. Like, hey, what's up? Da, da, da. And giving them shit and having fun with them.
Because it's so scarce.
Yeah.
It is. So scarce, like water in the desert.
And that is more impactful than any pickup line.
You're going to stand
out way more.
You
guys have to know, too, just because we don't have a ring on or whatever else, like... Look, when I'm with a person, I am 100% with them. Like, I am. And it drives me crazy when it's like people try to slide in your DMs or whatever else. Like, y'all nasty. Y'all need to quit. Like, y'all motherfuckers need Jesus. Like, y'all need to quit because it's
But you haven't
horrible.
really advertised that you have a boyfriend.
Wow.
So now
I do. Okay, fine. I do.
Man, her DM sounds like an interesting place. Man.
You can creep it afterwards. Go block them all. It's so crazy. They're so nasty.
I was talking to Jerod about this before. I'll have guys that'll hit me up and be like, blah, blah, blah. She didn't hit me back. And I'm like, man, I promise you, if that girl's cute, if you saw her phone, there's a little red number right next to her text message thing that says 5,276 missed messages, and they don't understand. You know what I've been doing, honestly, is like sometimes I met this really, really, really awesome girl from Australia, and she told me she met a guy, and all they did was snap back and forth because she's in Australia, he was in Orange County. And then I was like, okay, well, let me try Snap. And I would hit up girls that I hadn't talked to in a long time on Snap, and they would write me right back. And I was like, wow, like when I text, they don't write back. And then I was like, yeah, my phone is just blown up. Or I would try Facebook Instant Messenger, and then all of a sudden I get responses immediately because like, oh, how you been? And I was like, I just texted you. And they're like,
I've been texting you for a week.
Yeah, I've been texting for a while, because the different mediums, some of them are not as overused as like
I have found the exact same thing.
IGDM, which is like, now there's a song about it.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you know what? Like, it's
I found same thing, Messenger.
Yeah.
That's probably why I don't have a whole lot of social media now. Now that we think about it, this is exactly why I only have I don't have Facebook and everything. It drives me crazy. Do you hate I have Instagram. I barely use Twitter. I occasionally do that, and then I just have 2 snaps up right now. Like, this is my life. I'm not trying to.
That's so nice.
2 snaps? Jesus.
2 snaps. Like, I'm killing it with my week-long subscription to Snapchat. Like, murder over here. I'm busy. Like, what you want me to do? Like, I don't care about pictures of myself, and neither should y'all. Like, damn.
But how do you get a job with no social media? It's such like a
here.
necessary
Here I
evil.
Actually, I found you on social media.
I know. It's cute. Well, but how
That's how everybody
there was a weird love triangle going on between my old co-host, some dude she was kind of seeing, and then her. And it was hilarious.
No. There was no love triangle. Her boyfriend was liking my stuff, and then I was not loving back. I just was nice. And then suddenly she's I don't know. It was crazy. And then he's called me. It was wild.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for that guy's straying.
Yeah.
Right, because here we are now tonight.
That's how you find
There you
people.
go.
Social media.
Social media. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah,
that's a serious question.
honestly,
How
it's,
do you
for me,
live without it?
You have to
he's
have
made
it.
me
It's a
do it.
necessary
He has
evil.
made me do it way more. He's always like, you need more followers. But
Especially Facebook, though.
I mean, I just really find it tedious. I find it disingenuous.
Super tedious, super disingenuous,
And I
super
find
all
it
of that.
fake,
But
and I
how
find
do you live without it?
It's
How?
so easy.
How?
And so happily. Like I get up and I run in the
Yeah.
morning and no one knows what I'm doing and it's
Like
amazing.
I genuinely hate social media. I
Yeah.
just realize the relevance and importance of it
Yeah,
now. And it's
that's-
like
yeah.
that, dude. When people are looking to
I'm there,
book
I'm
you
just not
or
like-
put you in position, the first place they look at is your social media.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how I gauge
Especially modeling.
anyone I have on the show. Literally anyone.
I mean, it's
I'm like,
kind
what's
of
their following
a
like?
weird way, but yeah, it's
And that's it.
yeah. So I'm constantly
I
bugging
don't-
Owen
it doesn't
too to
bother
like do
me.
all
I
these
do it
different Instagram
occasionally,
posts
but
and everything.
You have to.
You like
yeah.
he's involved in yours.
No, no.
Like he takes
no.
your pictures for you or something.
He's taken a couple, but
That's
like
kinda
I've
cool.
twisted
That's
his arm and
sweet.
I got my girlfriends over and we're like, babe, I need to take this photo for your Instagram and.
nice. Oh, that's kinda
But it's
cool.
like so, but it's you have to do it when you're like a personality or whatever.
Right. That's
have
cool
to
that you
do
guys
it.
work together to do it. Though it seems kind of fun
I
and like
kinda
a
twist his
project, like
arm
kind of like
a
art.
little
I'm
bit.
cool with that.
He's like, okay, I'll take pictures with you and your naked hot friends, whatever. I
That's
don't-
so hard.
Can I
Oh, it's so
read?
hard to be
Let me
Owen,
let me
like-
read. Let me read about my self help and all right. You gotta make it quick. It's like one of those.
You should just do his social media for him.
Right.
Yeah.
Just put hot chicks on a social media and then a whole bunch of people
That,
start
that's
following
what I
it.
would do, but then all his fans, I think, might get a little angry because they kind of expect a little more from him. It's actually really cool.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to platforms, it's funny. This is the second part of what I was doing all day. I was rearranging my house, but then I had on like all this awesome social media stuff. So like social media like advice stuff. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Like you were
Yeah,
wearing.
Gary. Yeah,
Yeah,
I read this first 3 books.
He's incredible. So what he was talking about was
Gary's friends with Owen, by the way.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hear,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hear his name all the time.
Then how in the fuck is he not on social media?
Yeah, bro, you don't understand. Like he calls me. I don't want to tell him myself, but
all the secrets are coming out. Sure, go ahead.
okay. So yeah, Owen will hit me up and be like, "Oh my God," I'm exaggerating, but he'll be like, "Have you heard this thing called Facebook, man? It's a going crazy." Like dude, it's twisting arms. Like, I think I'm gonna get on this Snapchat thing, and I'm like, "All right, bro, come on, let me."
Yeah.
Let me
And
see.
then he
don't understand.
Snapchats all day.
Now he does.
All
Now he-
day.
now
I
he does.
definitely don't get Tinder or what's the
no,
other one? I don't
Tinder,
get
no.
Tinder and
I
Bumble.
definitely that one either. I don't get those. I
No.
don't understand that. Like
That's
I
for
don't.
people that want to get laid.
That's
basically.
for the.
That's why I'm not on
sliminess.
there.
That's the sliminess.
sounds like
I'm
sounds
not
like
on
Jerod completely understands it.
Jared's like I'm on there. I'm swiping right now.
I'm like, whether you want to get laid and you want to be in a relationship with that person afterwards, or whether you want to get laid in general. I think that's what.
This
but
is why I'm not
Tinder
there.
is
Then.
like
This
the
is why I know
anti-game.
nothing about it.
Tinder is like I have no game.
This is
Here's
why
a
I'm
picture
ignorant.
of me.
Yeah, it's for people that like ordinarily like originally I think it started out so that people that wouldn't feel comfortable going out to bars and would never approach you so that they could meet. Because I found like
That's
a
so
lot.
cowardly.
But they
That's
still
so
do that.
cowardly.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
horrible.
pathetic.
On Facebook.
Like you mean you swipe right now or right or left?
Yeah, it's the anti-game.
Is it right or left? And then now
yeah.
we're supposed to go have sex. The laws you tell us is spin the bottle. Get out of here. I would swipe left all day long. I'm like, nope.
Now,
no.
so here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Thanks.
Leah is right, and that shit wouldn't exist if it didn't work.
It's true though.
Yeah.
I mean that's
That's
true.
my point.
That's
Like
true.
like dudes wouldn't keep DMing if every once in a while the
I
shit
see
worked.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the-
true.
the pro-
It's true.
but
You're
no,
right.
which
I've
goes
been
back-
guilty of that.
which-
I've given the number out.
which
a few
goes
times
back
and
to
I'm
my
like, ugh.
which goes back to
What-
my original
why?
point. Why women have sex? They're so different from us. Like I'm not saying like because I know some guys are super.
Well, why do you
cynical.
have sex then?
What as a
Hello.
man?
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, I can give you an answer, but
already know that.
every dude's gonna give you a similar answer. Like for me, I love sex. It's my favorite hobby. But for me, it's like it's a bonding experience. There's a validation that men get from sex that
Yeah.
women don't
Men
get from sex.
communicate during sex.
Yeah, I mean it's very different. And the thing is, like for a man, this is something that's women go through this too. But like a guy, sometimes women will be like, "How come a guy needs to have sex with me so early on the?"
Okay. Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to work the rod here.
All right.
Right, she wins.
Glad you got it.
She wins.
Shots fired.
She
Shots
wins. But
fired.
Okay.
again, this is in
Go
a
ahead.
lot of evolutionary psychology books. A lot of times, you'll go out with a guy several times and not have sex with him, And the guy is thinking, well, she's sleeping with someone, and he'll start to become like, because he's not getting that validation from you. I'm not saying every guy, and I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of women think that men want to have sex on the first date because they're pigs. No, they want to have sex on the first date because Jerod, what is the quickest way to get a girl to be your girlfriend?
Well, I mean, sex is like the love button, so yeah. No, seriously, you've even said it on this show. If he lays good dick, oh, he's daddy then. Like,
first of all, that's laying good dick and having sex and falling in love are two totally different things.
The quickest way to get a girl to become emotional is
to have sex. I agree with you. A lot of my friends go through that.
So again, maybe I don't want to have sex with you on the first date because I don't respect you. Maybe I want to have sex with you on the first date because I do. Maybe I want to have sex with you on the first date because
I've done that before. I mean,
that's a whole bunch of bullshit.
That's true.
Maybe, just maybe. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
I don't know.
How dare you sit here and say that? Maybe you want to have sex with somebody on the first date because you respect them.
Yeah,
I have to agree with it just a little bit.
I can actually back him up here.
Absolutely,
I do too. I have to agree with it. I have to agree. Here's why. Here's why I say it as a female. See if you can relate to me on this. What if you? Because we kind of are built to be more monogamous, right? Let's be real. What if you go and you have sex with him because in your mind you already know you want to dedicate yourself to him and you want to be with him, and you show him by doing that?
On the first day, I would never be able to. I would never be able to tell that about a man or a woman on the first date.
Again, you're different. I've had two girlfriends. I had sex with them on the first date, and then we became boyfriend and girlfriend.
Fair enough. I'm not saying that couldn't happen.
Have you? And then too, it depends on have you guys talked on the phone for a while before you have this first date? Like, have you had time to get to know one another?
If this is the first date, just like it's a blind date, it's the first date, just brand new.
My thing is like a level of respect. Like showing respect.
You didn't even intend on going on a date. You just met this person and you're like, holy shit, you guys hit it off. You guys go on an adventure that takes you throughout the course of the night. Sure. You guys end up sleeping together. But I think what's important about this is that Michael was saying sometimes you do it because you do respect him. Sometimes you do it because you don't. Sometimes you wait, and there are actual factors in all of these scenarios that are for and against. And that's crazy because like I've never met anybody else that actually like understood that concept. But yeah, like So one of the things that I'll do, and I teach it kind of throughout the book, is just never go for it. Just like do not try to have sex with a girl on the first date. Sometimes it just happens. It happens so fast.
Wait a minute. You just said if you.
No, you missed the point. Yeah. See, you think you're missing.
This just
two
proves
different
I may have a penis.
There's a dude trying.
Like I may have a penis after all.
There's a dude trying to fuck on the first date, which happens all the time, everywhere, in every instance. And then there's them having sex on the first date. Those are two different things.
Because for me, like the reason I have sex, I'm gonna be honest with you, is because when I go to have sex with a guy, it's because I'm saying like I choose you, like I just want to be with you. You may not know just yet, but this is my choice with you because I'm not going around with everyone else. Like you are the only person I'm having sex with right now. And then that choice in that is just a level of respect and showing him that, and then being able to exchange that in the way that only you two at that time can.
I'll give you an example. So you're with a girl and you're like, okay, like you meet this girl, you think it's great, but you're not really sure. Maybe you have some reservations. Maybe you're not completely 100% all in. So you know better. Okay, I'm not going to push this. I'm going to wait till the second date, and I'm going to kind of set this up. I'm going to warm her up. Okay, maybe meet a girl you just think she's fucking amazing. You know in your head like, oh god, this is it. I'm gonna date this girl. No longer are there. You might still make her wait till the second date because you really like her and you want it to work. But if you sense that there's no reservations, then it's like, fuck it, I'm all in. Like I already know that I like you. I already know I want to be with you. I've literally like went on dates with girls and been like, you're going to be my girlfriend after this.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. Dude, first date with my last girlfriend, I knew immediately. I told her, I was like, listen, I don't want you to see anybody else. Like, let's just make this happen. Like, she did.
That would freak me the fuck out.
Yeah, but
I love it. I love it. I think it's amazing.
Because that's
so
what
you
she
guys
wanted.
So all of you guys only sleep with one person at the same time. I was going to tell that one person at the same time.
When I'm in a relationship, of course.
Absolutely.
But how do you get? Well, of course,
because
when you're in a relationship.
Because you know.
But how do you? So then you're just like not sleeping with anybody.
Yes, I mean I'm doing it right now. Absolutely.
No, but you're not
doing that right now. I'm like not having sex with anyone.
You're not ever sleeping with anybody when you're outside of a relationship.
No. I'm so sorry.
Leah and Michael are doing two different things.
I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize what I said.
No. If I'm not serious about somebody, it's whatever. It's like WrestleMania. It's like whatever.
I'm like, what? Am I the only person that's slept with multiple people at the same time? Not in the same room, but like that can't just. That's
of course. You mean like the same day?
How do you sleep? Not in the same day, but I'm saying like at a certain point in my life,
of course.
Like, how I'm the only person that's ever slept with multiple people.
Yeah,
ever
they're called fuck buddies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like
okay.
how can it be?
Leah has not, but the other three of us have.
But then again,
Absolutely.
here's something, a piece of information you don't know. I was married for, and so I was married for a lot, but
Perfect.
like for 10 years, like I was out of the game. So it's like one of those things where it's like maybe you're like, how that happened? Well, because for 10 years I wasn't even in the game. Like I was sitting on the bench. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's one of those things. And then when I got done with it, I was like, oh, okay, look, I'm used to this one person thing right now. I'm not trying to go out there and do all that kind of stuff. So for me, I got married at 20. I was a baby.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I was engaged at 2021. So I was very young. So I'm just newly single again. I'm still with one person. So I mean, you know what I mean? Like I
just got a boyfriend after almost 5 years, like a boyfriend. So
that's cool.
I am very well versed on being single.
Awesome.
And let me tell you, it's not a good time, but like I just never see myself going on a first date and being like, I'm gonna sleep with you because I just love and respect you so much. Really? I just see it like being okay, if it happens, great, it's fun, and then like you go from there. Like I just don't see it.
You seem to be a very rational woman. And that's a very rare thing.
No shit.
I don't know. I'm not. You can ask Owen. I'm not always super rational, but like I just feel like I'm like a realist.
You're like the unicorn spoken about in legend.
She's the unicorn.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious because I just don't think that like. I think kind of like when you're only sleep with somebody like when you love them or you feel even love for them. I just think that like that's really rare because I've slept with many of people that I don't feel love for, but I've enjoyed myself
for sure.
doing it.
Yeah, when you go into it and you're dating, you're saying you're just gonna sleep with one person. You may not even love them yet. You may just be like, look, I'm just having sex with you. I may not even like this sex afterwards. I may choose not to be talking to you after.
I think all four of us have literally consistently been talking about just different elements of the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
it's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I
just thought for a minute I was like, wow, I'm on like the weirdest wavelength right now. I'm the only one.
No.
Yeah.
Once again.
I think we're all just talking about different elements of the same of the same circle here.
I think probably sleeping around is like what made me so excited to be like in a relationship too. Honestly.
Yeah, like, I can see that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because now I'm like, yes, boyfriend. You're never leaving me ever.
Because I find you.
Yeah. I would love it. We're in love, damn it.
You guys are laughing and you think she's joking, but I'm kidding. I loved being in a relationship. A lot of people are surprised. Apparently, for me, like I'm very brutally honest. I want to be in a relationship, but apparently not enough to leave Las Vegas because it's a very hard place.
Gotta leave Las Vegas.
It's a very hard place to do it. And because I, just for example, like we do stuff with Maxim, we're throwing a bikini competition with people from Playboy. That makes it hard because of the thing that you just said before, which is now it's like she can't believe that I'm not sleeping around.
Fucking everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because, and here's the reason why. Most girls think that they're the least promiscuous of their friends. Or if you ask girls...
That is really true.
If you ask the girls, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how promiscuous are your friends? 7, 8, 9. How promiscuous are you? 1, 2, 3. Well, of course, we know mathematically that cannot be true, right? So that means if you meet a girl and you sleep with her on the first or second date, well, she's not a whore, right? But her friends are. So that must mean you must be sleeping with everybody. If you got me, that means you can get anybody. And that's what they think, and then it becomes a situation like what you said before is like, oh, I couldn't keep you because you're cute. I couldn't keep you.
But that's so much about them. I think honestly, this is like my thing. I feel like models and photographers or people that are kind of in that type of industry are the best people to date. Like you're kind of in the public eye. You're kind of in the public eye. You're kind of in the public eye. I'm kind of in the public eye. You almost have to date somebody that's like that. You can't. You almost cannot just go on the street and get Little Miss Waitress, super hot,
I'll tell you,
sweet girl,
Jerod,
and throw her into it.
A little secret that I found.
Someone has to understand.
Find a girl with no social media. That's incredible because then she can't even check on your shit, and then she's like, oh my god, it's so amazing. I mean, girls that I don't have a Facebook.
I don't even do that though. Like I don't feel like check on your social media. Like what do you mean? Like when they go and like look and see who's liking what or whatever else.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have come across women that were confident enough that they were actually like a team player. They were like,
like this is my man.
Most of the time, those girls I found are bisexual.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
So but no, it's not even but it's not even like, hey, let's go have a threesome. Like I didn't do that. But the exes that I had that were bi were so much less threatened by other girls being around.
So true.
That they were just like, cool. Whether
100%.
it wasn't like I could go fuck other girls, and it wasn't like they were fucking other girls. It was just the fact that they were also interested in women that made them totally like non-threatened.
I feel like the girls who are bisexual have like this fundamental, like a little extra like testosterone where we're like, we get it. Like,
what do you gotta be to be bisexual though? Like, is it making out or is it like other?
She's like, I could be bi.
No, I'm not talking about drunk bi. I'm talking about like in your core itself.
Not
like
hetero questionable. This is more or less like full on. You went down low main. Yes.
Scissoring.
Like you hung out a couple times with like you have a girl you call.
She ate at the V.
Yeah.
Or she ate at the Y. She ate at the Y.
Like I've actually dated girls
she ate V at the Y.
who actually had relationships with girls before they met me.
Okay.
And just kind of a little pat on the back there. It's like, I turned a few lesbians,
Well, all right.
But I found that like because of kind of how their brain works, I found I get along so much better. Like and it's not even about like the fact that we could have a threesome or whatever. Like that's not what appeals to me.
Right, yeah.
Their minds are just open and they also get it. So if I say like, oh, this chick's super hot,
right,
they understand that it takes so much more for me. Like they understand the dynamics and they can go, oh yeah, she is aesthetically pleasing.
Right. Yeah,
she's not over there going, you think she's prettier than me? It's like,
it's not like
no,
that.
I just think that she's beautiful.
Right. Commenting
in a very like artistic way.
A very artistic way. Look at the way her ass shakes.
Yeah.
It's so artistic.
I'm just admiring the beauty.
Oh my God, look at her Instagram. Babe, it's so artistic.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Okay.
No, I get it though. I get what you're saying. Like what it is it's like you look at a female and you're like, oh yeah, no, she's gorgeous. Like she's wearing that dress. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things where it's like it's about appreciating the beauty of another person and understanding that it exists out there and understanding that you're pretty enough and he's choosing to be with you. But he's staying true to himself in like that primitive need, because when you try to restrict that and cut that off, you're gonna make a cheater right there.
That's really cool that Leah appreciates that, because I know a lot of girls that don't. Like I think that's absolutely the right attitude. You said something when we were in the room outside. You said you had a buddy who was a 50-year-old virgin. Okay, now you and me.
Right. Was he really 50 or was he just?
He was like mid-40s.
Let me just point this out. Do you notice how the girls in this? Every time you probably bring this up in front of women, they're like, what?
It's shocking.
That's crazy. It's shocking. But I know dozens of dudes that are in their mid-30s that are virgins. It's so crazy to women, because for men, having sex, even when they're super good looking, rich, funny, and everything, having sex is like walking on a tightrope. Anything can go wrong, and then all of a sudden you're just not having sex.
Yeah.
Like you can have a girl who is completely down, and then just her friend vomits, she's got to drive somebody home, and then no sex is occurring.
Yeah.
For women, having sex is like walking down a valley. As long as you keep walking down that valley, sex is going to happen. In order for a woman to not have sex, she has to actively be like, no, we're not going to do this. Because if she just keeps walking down the valley, sex is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Because the guy's not going to stop her. So
with men or women.
So like for men, they can passively just talk their way out of sex. For women, they have to actively be like, well, okay, we're not going to have sex right now. And so it's a very different. So then that's why the 50-year-old virgin thing is so shocking to them, because I know so many dudes where like women don't understand. A lot of things have to go right in order for sex to happen for a man. It doesn't matter. Like again,
I agree with that.
Right?
I agree with that. And conditions have to be so because the equipment has to work, and like there's a whole lot of other things that have to happen. But like there's a whole lot other again. Like y'all always cut me off within 2 seconds. Damn, shut up! Like I ain't even said shit yet. Damn, vultures. I'm saying it's like it's not just that, but like that starts with the head game though, and where you're at mentally. See, damn, okay, now you agree with me. Yeah, it starts with the head game and where you're at mentally. So you have to get there. You have to be right here first, and that all starts with the first conversation and how you treat them and how things go. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like for me, and for I don't know if this is like I want to ask y'all, and I'm kind of already sweating when I ask because I know she's gonna be like what, but for sex, like I kind of back off and let him choose when. Yes, you are, because for me it's like if that makes it so much easier. Then there's no fail rate. You know what I mean? Then there's no embarrassment for him, nothing for you. It's just so much easier.
You're dealing with whiskey dick a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I've never had a fail rate in my life. I have no idea.
No.
I like to be the one. Like
you like to be the one.
Yeah.
I would just rather be chilling and be like, "Wow, it's time." I'm like, "Yes, let's go."
I will tell you, it's like for me, my experience is 50-50, where it'll be some girls I initiate all the time and some girls they initiate all the time. I don't I've seen
I
both.
don't like to be the initiator.
And the girls who aren't the initiators, they don't like to be initiated either. It goes back to what I was saying, why women have sex. It's just very different for different people.
Yeah, but you as a person are like kind of a natural flirt initiator. So I think when it comes out, you're like you.
I feel like we were talking about sex, now we're talking about flirting.
No, but see, for a guy, any indication of interest whatsoever is immediately like, she wants to fuck.
Yeah.
Like you do anything.
It
you
has
just
to be.
Men out there, I do not want to smash at all. I don't want to smash unless your name
do you
is
see
David.
how she's talking to them like that, all dirty? You see how she's talking to them? That's what that means, that she wants it.
I don't want to smash. I don't want to smash.
There's a study, and I can't remember. I think it's in the book called Why Beautiful People Have More Daughters, and they talked about there was an experiment that
I have 2 girls. Yes.
They were talking about there was an experiment that Safeway did where they made all of the cashiers look at the credit card and say, "Oh, thank you, Mr. Smith. Thank you for coming and shopping here." So every one of them had to look at the customer, smile, and say the customer's name. When men said it to men, no problem. When men said it to women, no problem. When women said it to women, no problem. When women cashiers said to men, "Thank you, Mr. Smith. I hope you had a nice day," there were massive complaints, men following women out into the fucking parking lot. There were women,
out of control,
guys harassing women because, like what you just said, most guys will mistake anything that a beautiful woman does for an indication of sex. And if I'm wrong, then the 2 women here need to open up their DMs because
no, you're not. Like I have 60 plus pendings that like you can't even get into, and but you go to it and you look occasionally and you see men and it's gross. But I don't know what's wrong with them.
Because here's why men.
It's always a certain kind.
We've only spent 11,000 years in civilization after the agricultural evolution and 250,000 years living as hunter-gatherers, right? 10 years of Facebook versus 400,000 years of hominid, walking upright. So when you look at that, the reason why is for a man, if he mistakes a woman wanting to have sex with him and he misinterprets it, nothing happens. Oh, okay, well, she actually just didn't want to have sex with me. But if he's wrong, she does want to have sex with him. But by the way, that's happened to me before, where a girl wanted to have sex with me and I just didn't see the signs.
Yeah.
Then he misses on an opportunity to copulate, which for a caveman, that's an opportunity he can't miss because his genetics will be unapologetically weeded out of existence. But for women, it's the complete opposite. She has to assume every dude who's DMing her, who's hitting on her, is a douchebag. She has to assume that he's an unfit mate because otherwise we'd all have AIDS. It's good that the women are the picky sex, or else we'd all have AIDS. We'd all seriously.
You're right.
Civilization exists because men and women were interested in sexual selection. Steve Jobs wanted to date a model, right? Melinda Gates is a beautiful woman who went to a great college, and she ended up with Bill Gates not on accident. These people built these massive companies and did all this stuff and invented stuff, these technology, microphones, radios, everything. James Clerk Maxwell, Albert Einstein, they did all this stuff for sexual selection. We did that. And if women weren't a picky sex, we'd still be in the Stone Age. That's the whole thing. We do not have big brains. If you were to read The Red Queen by Matt Ridley, he talks about we don't have big brains because we were supposed to do Sudoku puzzles and invent atom bombs. We have big brains because we're supposed to outdo people of our same gender for sexual selection. That's why we have big brains.
Who do you mean we? Men or
so
men and women?
Men trying to outdo other men, women trying to outdo other women to achieve better sexual selection.
Yeah, well, competitiveness is what kind of, being competitive or being kind of in pain or a place in your life that spurs that. Yeah, men literally function on competition, and I've heard that a lot with women.
But women, it's not fighting in testosterone field. It's spreading rumors. Oh, did you hear she's a whore? Like that behind her back.
Fighting in testosterone. That's okay.
That's the sort of backstabbing, rumor mongering. That's their competition. Humans are the only form of great ape that's born useless. Like when we're born, our heads are so big compared to our body that they have to be born after 9 months to get through the birth canal. When you look at bonobos or apes or anything else like that, they're born and they can immediately walk. They can immediately look
around.
I never
thought about that.
Human beings, the first 3 years, the reason why they're born early is because the necessity to have a big brain outweighs the necessity to be able to move and hunt and all this kind of stuff. Like a deer is born and it can immediately walk right after it's born. Human babies can't walk for a year, 2 years, whatever. And that's the reason why our big brains are the most important evolutionary advantage that human beings have. And that's the reason why we're born. We're basically hairless apes. That's the reason why.
Yeah. All right. Well,
there it is.
I may have offended Alabama. I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
No.
Not at all.
This is,
not at all. Not even.
These are all great points,
Takes
but we are getting close to the end of the show. So, final thoughts, and where can people find you? And what are you guys promoting right now? We'll start with you. We'll start with CJ.
Final thoughts. This was really cool. I really wanted to hear like more of your pickup stuff. Actually, I was.
We got the whole book.
I was really, well,
you got the guide to
it's
Jerod
not on
Zavistoski.
audiobook, so it's just useless at
It's
this
got
point.
pictures
I don't know
though.
Oh, okay.
It's got pictures.
I'm all
there
about
you
the
go.
pictures.
There you go. There it is. And I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
And this was super fun meeting you guys.
It was great having you. So where can people find you?
Instagram, CJ Sparxx, CJSPARXX, only 2 kids. Facebook is the same, Snapchat, Twitter, everything.
Cool. And do you have anything to promote right now?
I'm going to the Playboy party on Saturday. So if anybody else is there, FanDuel's putting it on. I'll see you guys
Nice.
there. Yeah.
All right. And Michael?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Tumblr, everything, even on YouTube at Micheal Sartain, MichealSartain. And same thing, my website, michaelsartain.com. I am going to be, myself and my partner, Sancho Van Ryan, my business partner, we are hosting the pool awards next Wednesday, but more importantly, the 2016 Rehab Bikini Invitational. The winner gets $25,000. So girls are going to be coming in from all over the world to compete. We have like about 140 girls that are going to compete. The first round will be this next Saturday, June 11th. So if any guys want to come out to Rehab Pool in Las Vegas at the Hard Rock and participate, come say you heard me on the show, and maybe I'll bring you up on stage or whatever. And any ladies out there who want to win $25,000, first prize next on the 11th will be $1,500, and then after that, for the finals, it's $25,000 plus a bunch of other stuff that you'll win. Please come out if you want to enter. It's at rehabinvitational.com, and then also you can go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Viva Vegas TV, and you can see all the events that we've thrown throughout our 4-year existence.
Very cool.
Yep.
Very cool. And I'm promoting my relationship apparently with David. So shit. Hey, babe.
Is that what
That's
you're promoting?
Apparently what I'm promoting tonight.
And where can people find you?
At Leah Pelka, LeahPelka for Twitter and Instagram. See how easy it was tonight?
Yeah,
so much better.
Easy.
You're welcome.
All right. Cool. And as always, you can find us at modernmaleinc.com. You can find us across all social media at modernmale.inc. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. We have a lot of things on the pipeline coming up. Can't really talk about them right now, but they are exciting. So cool. Thank you guys for coming on the show.
Bye, guys. Thanks for being here.
That's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Modern Male Radio.
You're listening to Modern Male Radio with Jerod Zavistoski, right here on LA Talk Radio.